Hi everyone, it's Angel Medina here, author of the Thousand Years War and founder of the Hybrid Nation, and I'm here to do a Hybrid Nation workshop kind of video here. We're gonna do something new in the nation as we expand. You know, I keep myself to a promise that I'm going to try to do a workshop video on how us authors could become better, research different ways on how we could improve our writing, you know, and so on. So I'll promise to try to do one every 2 weeks, every 3. I mean, I'm going to count on you fans to remind me if I'm missing a week or I got to do a video. So, you know, every one of these videos is for you authors out there. It's not just for me, not just for my fellow members of the Hybrid Nation. It's for everyone, even those outside the circle. You know, this video is designed to help you, and you know, just help us get better at what we do. So with that being said, this the first video, and it's also on my blog page on the Hybrid Nation, and it's also on Goodreads. So if you want to actually read it for yourself, you can go ahead and do that. But this week, this video is going to be about how to write a Kenner and compelling book blurb in 5 easy steps. That's right, 5 easy steps to write a compelling book blurb. Because, you know, writing is the fun part. You know, we love writing the book. We love designing the cover art. We have fun with it. We're like boys with toys or girls with toys, depending on your gender. You know, we're like kids with toys. There you go. You know, but you know, besides editing the book, you know, coming up with a good book blurb could really be a hassle. Could be very frustrating. You know, and I'm just gonna give you a picture here. You know, this is also on the Hybrid Nation's website on hybridnationrevolution.com/writing a compelling book blurb, so you can follow along here. And this gives you an idea of how to do it. And this is pretty good. This is a pretty good outline, pretty good picture. You know, no, I can't take credit. I have to give credit to inkandquills.com. Excellent website for authors as well. Credit goes to them. You know, thanks for giving me the permission to use your picture on my website and this podcast. But I'm going to go into some of the finer details, you know, of how to write a book blurb. Because, you know, face it, that's going to be our marketing tool. Because, you know, after all, that's the first thing a potential reader will see when they go to a book page. So I'm just going to open up my book page real quick. But while I'm doing that, I'm going to say that, you know, based on my experiences, not too many people go on and, you know, and read, you know, the preview. You know, they don't click on the book. You know, and I'll show you what I mean right now. You know, see, this is my book page, the 1,000 Years War on the Kindle, and if you click on the picture here, you'll get a preview. You know, me, I personally read the book blurb, and if I might get down, I open the preview. If I don't find the blurb attractive enough, then I just won't bother clicking the preview. You know, and unfortunately, a lot of authors are misunderstood that you need to have a good preview. That's not necessarily the truth, because now people don't read the preview first. They read the blurb, then the preview, not the other way around. I mean, some people do it, but, you know, casual readers, they want a good blurb. They want something to catch their attention right away. Now, besides price, you know, and everything else. But, you know, if the price is right and the book is worth it, then people will buy it. So, you know, as you can see, it's not too long, but it's not too short. So, let's get down to the nitty gritty. If your blurb sucks, the people won't, they're going to just close your book page and move on. They're not going to bother to read the preview. You can have the best book, it could be an excellent book, but if your blurb sucks, if you can't catch them, then you're not going to get as many sales, besides your friends and family. So, look at it as your biggest marketing tool. Once you get the reader to your page, that's your next biggest marketing tool, besides the marketing tools you try to use on Twitter, Facebook, social media, to get them to the page. After you got them to the page, now you want them to click on that buy now button So, without further ado, without blabbering all day, let's get started. The first thing you want to do is introduce the main characters. Introduce the main character or characters, but you want the main characters. You want the characters that are going to play a big role in the story. You want to have 1 or 2 sentences about the protagonist, like hero, about or if you're talking about a fictional work, it's the hero, and the antagonist, or in fiction, the villain. You want to get them some, the readers some background information, just as the occupation, the roles, what the mission is. But you want to keep it nice and short and sweet. Remember, KISS. Keep it simple. Stupid. There you go. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. There you go. You want to keep it, or you're going to risk rambling on the story without getting to the meat of the story, which is what you want to get to. You don't want to spend too many words, because you're only given so many words for a blurb before, because Amazon will only give you a certain amount of characters, and of course people only read a certain amount of words before they say, it's not worth it. But you want to keep the facts interesting. You want to tell people what makes these characters stand out from other stories. Why is it not just a regular or science fiction or whatever genre it is? You could talk about supporting characters, but I highly recommend you stay away from supporting characters that don't play much of a significant role. No need to waste words on characters that people are not going to care too much about. Even when they do read the book, even though they may play a role in the book. But it's a small little role, important but small. People want the big idea. They want the big, gist of it. Sorry, a little tongue-tied there, but you get the idea. Number 2, set the scene. This can be a little tricky, especially if your book has many settings, which, my books have, all my books have different settings, except for one, Angel's Nightly Adventure, which is only New York City, so, that one is a little easier, but all my other ones have multiple settings. So you want to get the reader a sense of what the world is like, and what role would it play towards the story. Just think of this question. Is your setting just a world that this is happening, or is it an integral part of the story, or is it going to play a role? Like my 1,000 Years book, the virtual world is a part of the story, because it plays a vital role to the story, because the virtual world controls everything on Earth. So, I don't want to get too deep, but you get the idea. So in other words, is your setting a character, or is it just a setting? If it's an actual character or has character-like abilities in the book, then put it in your blurb. Number 3, and this is the most common mistake, and not the most common mistake, but the most common part of the most common step where many writers, screw up a little bit, or this is where their blurb weakens. Discussing the plot. In a short and simple manner, discuss the problem and the actual plot of the story. Like I said, many writers mess up. I'm guilty of it. Listen, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm guilty of it. I'm not perfect. Do I try to improve it? Absolutely. If I see something in the book that's messed up, do I try to reword it? Yes. And I've done it a few times in my first book. And the misconception that people get is that a blurb is a summary of the book. Get that out of your head right now. It is not a summary of the book. A blurb is not a summary. That is a synopsis, which is in the back of the book. That's, your summary. A blurb is not that. And I recommend you put your blurb in the back of your book as well. If you doing paperback as well, try to avoid writing a synopsis. Don't give away the story. Nobody wants to read a synopsis. It's boring. The blurb is meant to make the reader use their imagination to build a prediction of what the story is going to end, or what the story is going to be about, or how the events are going to take place. Just give a quick summary of the main parts of the story and the most interesting parts. And keep the finer details to yourself. And because let the readers discover those fine details themselves as they go on. Number 4, your final part of the blurb should be your punchline. Yes, I'm punching the camera. Your punchline, or what do you want your readers to get out of your book? What do you want? What do you want your reader to feel? You want them to feel scared? You want them to feel thrilled? You want them to get excited? You want them to feel motivated? You know, whatever. What? Try to get the emotion of your book. If my book is sci-fi, I want the person to be excited, scared, exhilarated, encouraged. I want them to get the book because I want to know what happens. You know, when maybe you're a motivational kind of writer, I want this person to be motivated. I want to be motivated. We just, this looks good. This looks like they could change my life forever. Or I also write horror. I said, I want them to be scared. I want them to, this is going to be a story that keeps me up at night. I want that. That's where your punchline comes in, and it could be in one sentence. Your one big quote. You know, it's like your pitch line, like what pitchmen use to sell stuff. This is your pitch line. This is your opportunity to shine and become the pitchman, and get your potential reader to buy your book. This is especially important for authors that are writing fiction, since it is a very competitive market, and I've done a video on that. You could check it out, please. Along with my friend Benjamin Monday, we did a video. It's a very competitive market in fiction. Get that blurb perfect. Very important as a fiction writer. Still important for nonfiction, but not as important as a fiction writer. Just think of this as like the final minutes of a basketball game or a football game. Like the 2-minute warning in the football game. You got 2 minutes to tie the game or win the game. That's your book blurb, or your last part of it. So you're wondering what the fifth one is. If I said that the fourth one was your final part of the book, what's the fifth step? The fifth step isn't really a step. It's what you shouldn't do for a blurb, and it's something that you may call me crazy, but do not write your blurb after you write your story. Contrary to popular belief, you want to have your blurb written way before your book is done. There are 2 reasons. Number one, because after you finish writing and editing your book, you're just so tired and you want to just get it out there that you're just going to rush the blurb and it's not going to come out as good as it should be. Because you're in a rush to get it out, or you have to meet that deadline. The second reason is because it's much more practical to have your blurb already done, so that way you can make sure when you're writing your story that it's matching up to your blurb and to your desires of what you want the book to come out as. If you notice you're going outside the blurb too much, then maybe you should cut that part. But then again, you don't want to match it exactly to the blurb, then in essence you just gave away the whole story. So it's kind of a balancing act. It's a fine line between giving away the story and not giving enough story, just not being interesting enough. It's a very fine line, I know, but it could be. But for me, it's making me a difference. I've had people just click on my book and get it because they liked it. They liked what it was about. I have a couple of people that are reading our books that are going to get my books soon. So, yippee. So I know I'm doing something right, and I just want to spread that to other authors. I know I'm not doing it perfectly. I could be doing better, but this is just my video to you, my friends. And let me just give you, I'll already show you my blurb, but here it is again. Just take a look at it. You can pause it anytime you want. You'll get a much better view when you see it on my website. At hybridnationrevolution.com /writing a compelling book blurb. So you're going to read it for yourself. And that's a sample, and that's just a sample of what a book blurb really is. And the fact I'm beginning sales means if you want to follow my formula, go right on ahead. You'll get some sales. I could promise you that. You're not going to get filthy rich, but you're going to get some decent sales. You're going to get respectable sales. I don't want to tell you this. You're going to get respectable sales. So at the end of the day, if your storyline, and characters are so good that it's groundbreaking, then you might get away with a subpar blurb because your story is just so interesting, like mine. Like the idea I have for the 1,000 Years War is unheard of. So people will automatically get it because the idea rocks. You know, and you could get away with writing a, you know, not so much of a good blurb because your book is groundbreaking. It's something original, and that's a bonus. If you come up with a very original idea, that's a bonus. Then, you know, it makes it easier on you because you're not in competition with anyone else. But I still recommend you write a good blurb. Don't snack. But if you're like everyone else, you know, and your idea may be a little more generic or a little more common, then you have to make sure you write a good blurb, or it's just gonna be a statistic along with the other books. Just nothing but a statistic. Just up there and just sitting there. Well, at the end of the day, if your book is really good, then that will help you major. Just write a good book. Just make sure you don't write garbage, alright? Make sure you write a good, solid book, and you will get sales. Writing a good book would just add, not detract. So I hope you enjoyed this podcast. You know, I'm going on about 15 minutes or more, so I had to cut it because I don't want to take too long. But I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, any questions, comments, you know, you can email me, you know, on the contact us page. And by the way, the example that I used in the post is my book, The 1,000 Years War, my very first book. If you want more information, head to the website, you know, on the description, and you'll get the links to buy on Amazon, Kobo, Google, on any of your favorite stores, or you can buy it on Nunu, CreateSpace, or the Book Depository in paperback format if you like paperbacks better. You know, you could buy ebooks, and, you know, well, major ebooks are sold, or the stores are selling. You know what I mean, right? So, you know, so if you like my book so much, or you like my book, grab a copy. Help support the independent authors like me and you, so I could keep making these videos and I could keep providing you with these workshop sessions. And I'm here to help you, folks. Help me out, all right? I'm gonna sign off here. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and if you want to read more, go ahead. Feel free to read the blog post on Goodreads or on my website. All right, have a good day, everybody. Enjoy your day.